In this video, we'll take a tour of MyMathLab, which is where we do all of the homework and your online quizzes or your online tests. So when you access the home page, there will be a MyLab and Mastering key off to the left. When you click on this to first enter the course in the Getting Started module, let me get to there, you have Enter MyLab and Mastering with your access code. So make sure you have either an access code, either purchase that at the bookstore ahead of time, or if you want to purchase it with a credit card as you enter for the first time, you can do that. Or you can select a temporary access for the first 2 weeks of class and then type in an access code after you purchase one. So to get into there, you click on My Lab and Mastering, and it's taking you to another website. But I've already gotten mine set up, so when I click on Open My Lab and Mastering, it takes me to the front page of the class. So this is what the class will look like after you get your access code and get into the course. So how this works, if you click on Homework, I've got the first module's worth of homework already up and ready. So when you click, it just shows homework assignments. The online quizzes are here as well, or tests. So click on all assignments, and then everything will show up. So what you've got the first week is an orientation to MyMathLab, which is optional. If you've never used it before, I would suggest going through it. It just gives you questions on how to use MyMathLab. So if I click on question 1, it'll say hello and welcome to the orientation. And when you click on continue, it will take you through how to use MyMathLab. So again, if you've used MyMathLab before, you don't need to do that probably, but if you haven't, you might want to. So taking a look at a homework, I'll just pick a homework assignment number 3. When you want to work on a question, you can access the questions from the front, or you can access the questions from the top. When you hover over the questions, question 3, it tells you it comes from section 1.6, question number 8 from the textbook is what this question, what it goes with. So when you're doing homework, you have sometimes multiple choice questions. You get 2 chances to get a multiple choice question right. Sometimes, many of these are multiple choice questions just because of the nature of the content in chapter 1. Okay, let me see if all of them are. Okay, these particular ones are all multiple choice. So let me see, if you click on an answer, click check answer, it'll tell you if you're right. Oh, I guessed and got that right. Then it marks it right. Check answer. Okay, so if it's incorrect, then it will give you a hint. You have another chance to get it right. I got that part. You'll have 3 chances, 2 or 3 chances, final check, and then it will mark that portion incorrect. And if you look, it'll tell you what you answered, or the X's, and then what was right. Okay? So when you have, sometimes you'll have a drop-down menu, and then when you have to type in mathematics, there'll be a little box at the bottom where you can type in your work. So the homework questions they're set up so that if you do miss, let me just put some answers in here. Okay, and check answer. If you miss a question, then you should have let's see, we've done a final, it's a long question. If you miss a question, here we go. They've done the entire question, but you got 0.33 out of 7 points on it. So what you can do, or 0.33 out of 1 point on this question, there's a similar question, and then you can do the question over again to get it right. So you have 3 different questions for each question. Now, if you need help as you're doing the question, there's a help key. There's a help me solve this. Most students like view an example. View an example goes through and gives you some information and some hints about how to answer. There's a video, if there is a video. This connects to a video on how to design an experiment. This will also take you to the textbook. It will take you to the section that the homework is over. Oops, this particular one, I got an error. StatCrunch is the, we don't need StatCrunch for this one, but it's the statistics program that we use with our textbook. Then there's also Ask My Instructor. This is how you ask me questions. So if you have trouble on this question and there's a place for you to type your message, click send. It'll send me an email that links to this particular problem and your question. So this is how you ask me questions on homework. Okay? So I'm going to leave the homework. And when I go to Gradebook, it'll give me my score for that homework assignment. So far I have 0.33 out of 7 correct. If I want to review my work, I can. I can go here and review. Okay, but if you want to improve your score, you go back to the homework page and click on the homework assignment and keep working on it. Okay, other part that MyMathLab has, that's homework, is the textbook is included. So there's a chapter contents. We're in chapter 1. That was section 1.6. So there are video presentations for the section. These are the things I have linked on your notes that I posted in Canvas. So there are videos. There's an e-text. So this links you to a copy of the textbook. And if you have a hard copy of the textbook, whatever page this comes out on, page 42, is exactly the same as page 42 in your textbook. So there's an electronic copy of the textbook for you to read. Okay, then back to main menu. You can read the textbook when you're ready to work on homework. It's here. If you want to check your grade, it's at Gradebook. If you want to access StatCrunch, you click on the StatCrunch key and it will take you to the StatCrunch website. And then there's Tools for Success, Multimedia Library. There are a lot of things in here. So just explore and see what your resources are. All right, so I hope that helps you take some time to get oriented to the course and work with MyMathLab if you've never worked with MyMathLab before. Last item, there's a review for each chapter. These will be omitted at the end of the semester, but they're open all semester. And then I want to take a quick look at tests. When you're ready to take your first test after you've done all the homework, you have 2 hours. And you can click in and out of the test. So for example, if I start my test, notice the only question help here is StatCrunch. And let's say it'll keep time. I have 1 hour, 59 minutes and 46 seconds. So I want to stop working on it. Let's say I only have a half hour to work on it today. What I can do is just close this window and leave. And what'll happen is when I go back in, it'll say you can finish your test. So you can work your tests over a total of 2 hours over all week if you want to. Okay, so you can work on the test a little bit at a time. When you're ready and all done, click on Submit. And what will happen for mine, I missed every question, but I could certainly go through and review it. And then you have 2 chances at the test. So if you want to take this test again, it says here 1 of 2 attempts is done. See my score. I got a 0. So now I can enter it and I can take the test again. So you can take each test twice. The better score counts. I would recommend instead doing the review test and then really focusing on your test and taking it once. That's my recommendation. All right, I hope that gives you a good idea.